Hello world of YouTube and welcome to a sort of channel update for the year 2020. In this video I'm going to be kind of talking about how I felt about how 2019 went, talk about a lot of my goals for the channel, including expanding on ones I mentioned in an update video from a couple months back, and talk about Patreon goals, because I have goals for Patreon as a platform now, and I hope you'll entertain me in discussing some of the ideas I have. But first, let's talk about the recap from last year. I'm really happy with how last year went for the most part. I got to do some videos and non-video related projects that I've been wanting to do for years, and I'm pretty happy with how those came together. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do, but by and large I feel like I got to do a lot of cool shit, both on my channel and elsewhere on the internet. I also got some upgrades. I got some help from some friends, John and Hannah, out in North Carolina, who gave me the camera I've been using over the last couple of months, and gave me some tools and some tips on stepping up my thumbnail game, just making my channel look a little nicer, just trying to make it look a little nice around here. And I'm more than thankful for them for that, and I hope that I hope I'm not letting them down with the stuff I'm making, because I'm having a lot of fun. I feel like last year was kind of an expansion on 2018 and making content that I really am happy with making, and I haven't been this happy with my channel in years. And this year my biggest goal is to continue doing that, kind of refining things a little more, tightening things up just a little bit, and switching a few things up from a posting schedule perspective to keep things fresh on my part and more fun for you guys and bring a better balance to the types of content that I typically bring. Now, like I teased in my update video about anime, I'm going to be making a big change to the posting schedule. What posts when. Currently, I've been kind of toying with what I want to post when, as far as what content I want to make once a month, put in rotation, and put when I want to, am inspired to make it. The current schedule, as of now, January 7th, 2020, I will have 6 segments in the once a month, 6 on rotation, so 3 one month, and then another 3 another month, and then a whole handful of other shit that I'll make whenever I feel inspired to do so, or I have the resources to do so, at least on the channel. I'll kind of talk about one of these segments that isn't in the rotation, but will be, because it's a Patreon thing. But before I get ahead of myself, the things I'll be making once a month: listening log updates, as always. I really love doing them over the last couple of years, and I feel like continuing to do so in 2020, doing album breakdowns, gauntlet style. You guys really seem to enjoy those, and they're one aspect of the channel that I feel like is pretty consistent. I seem to get a lot of requests knocked out, usually, and I am able to talk about a lot of new stuff, both that has been critically looked at, and that I just kind of want to check out for my own morbid curiosity. Been loving that segment. Feel like I want to keep doing it. Lists. Now, obviously, this month is going to be an exception to this rule, and as far as what's going to be posted, because I'm not going to be sticking to the schedule this month, because not only do I have year-end lists to worry about, at the end of the month I'm dropping decade-end lists. So lists are going to be all across the board in January, but starting February they will be allocated to once a month. I want to continue the trend I did last year of making different types of music and gaming lists, have that bleed over into films a little bit. I have some film lists I want to make that are, and some TV lists that are a little along the lines of what I was doing with some of the games and music stuff. And again, I want to keep doing them. I like lists, you like lists, why don't I stop? Why don't I keep making them? Huh? Carversations, I already have this month's planned. That is one of the segments that I will be posting this month. And like last January, it'll just be on, this month's will just be on stuff I'm anticipating. I'm going to not limit it to just music. I'm going to talk about some movies and games that I'm also excited to drop this year. While music is still the primary focus for a lot of the wrap-up style content that I make, I do want to focus even more so on music, or on games and movies, because I liked watching as many movies as I did that came out last year, and I still feel like I missed out on some good shit. Same with games. Redacted's still happening once a month, And that is one of the ones that is happening this month. I love making Redacted. You guys love seeing Redacted. It's one of my favorite segments that I've ever made on the channel, and I want to keep doing it. I have a lot of plans for that segment, both viewer request and otherwise, and I hope that you're excited to see what I have. Now, alternate take reviews are still also going to be a once a month sort of thing. I am going to keep the structure, by the way, of format for the week. Monday and Friday going to be gaming walkthroughs, modified Mondays, finished Fridays. Still going to be keeping those strong. Tuesday is still going to be a non-music related meteor content video unless it's a listening log update or I have a conversation that ties into music. Wednesday still going to be a short form content, whether it be an alternate take review, something that I'm putting on the rotation, or an I love this level, just something shorter that's a little more compact for Wednesdays. And Thursday it's going to be like a meteor music related video, whether it be a Redacted, a Discography review, a classic breakdown, yada yada yada. And alternate take reviews is obviously still going to keep going. I have ideas for it though, bigger ideas. I want to kind of use alternate take reviews as a way to collaborate with people. I love doing collaborations in the form of movie reviews and all that sort of stuff and other types of content, but I like the idea of bringing in people just to do a shitpost album review, so I'm going to keep trying to tap people for those, because I think it would be fun to do. And I already have some that I'm hoping get to come together. And then I Love This Level is going to happen once a month because it's a segment that I've had a lot of fun doing. And to the viewers who like my game-related content, you really seem to like I Love This Level as well. Like Redacted, I have a lot of ideas for this segment, and I figured I had enough. Why not do it once a month, especially since I only had one type of short-form content happening once a month consistently. Why not have something gamer-related that's also shorter form as well to give to you guys? Now for the rotation, like I said in my last update video, Drunk Anime is being allocated to the rotation, and that'll be starting, if not this month, next month, only because I have a lot of shit going on this month. So if I get the chance to get drunk and finish Full Metal Alchemist, I will, but if not, it'll happen next month. It's a segment I don't want to die. I like this segment, and now that the holidays are finally over, outside of Decade List wrap-up and prepping for a move in a couple of months, I don't have that much on my plate, so I'm betting it'll start to happen in a more potent frequency. But if it's not getting posted, then ARC will be in its place in the rotation, something also art-centric, and I loved doing the ARCs that I did last year. I love comic books. I have a comic book collection segment, so I figured I would talk about it in a more, again, potent frequency, and hope you guys are excited for that. I'm going to have Let Me Tell You About, so when I do a music gaming Let Me Tell You About, every couple of those I'm going to do a gaming one, so I'm going to keep those in a little more music and a little more of a consistent frequency than games, but games are still going to happen. I still want to talk about classic games on the channel, or games that I think are gems within a franchise or a system's library. But albums are definitely going to be happening more often. Come here. You just want the attention, don't you? You just want all the attention. You see this cat? Oh, she's waving. Hi. Hi. And on the months where you don't get a classic review breakdown, you're going to instead be getting a discography review, at least, again, with the newer, non-Patreon timed exclusives. I'm going to get to talking about something in a minute. You'll get it. But discography reviews. You already know, new format of that show, taking a band, breaking down their catalog, at least a most favorite, breaking down a roadmap for you guys, all that sort of stuff. It's like a smorgasbord of a band's catalog. And then I'm also adding a short form video in the rotation. It's either going to be they'll be alternating month to month, but it'll be Microdacteds, which are the shitposty Redacteds that I started. Again, I've had a lot of fun doing those. I like doing Redacteds, but sometimes albums that I enjoy, I don't need to tweak much to get a little more enjoyment out of them. And I think that you guys appreciate that, at least the ones that I've dropped so far. I got one made you guys probably won't like, but we'll see about that. But when I'm not doing those, I'm going to be doing classic album alternate take reviews. I put a poll on Twitter, I think, saying, would you guys like to see me do alternate take reviews on older or classic records? You guys were like, fuck yeah, let's do that. So I have ideas for those, and I'm going to start making those as well in the sort of alternate take, or in sort of the rotation segment, just to keep my short form content spicy too. And then really, I'm not adding anything to the when I feel like it section movie reviews are still going to happen, music videos are still going to happen because I'm still making music, comic haul, collection updates, you know, concert recaps when I go to those, Overwatch clips when I decide to make them, skits when I decide to put my friends through some weird shit. All that stuff's still going to happen. I'm still going to be doing all that whenever I feel like it. Really, the biggest shakeup was putting anime in the rotation, and then getting rid of Expectations Reality, because it's a segment that just wasn't working for me. But as we continue forth on this new year, I do hope you guys are excited for what I make. I have some music ideas I'm also going to be dropping. Charlemagne's Menagerie isn't going fucking anywhere. And that's pretty much the recap of the channel, YouTube version of the state of the channel. Now as for my Patreon, if you're a patron, stay tuned. I got some good shit, some new things I hope you guys will enjoy. And for those who have not checked the Patreon, it's linked in the description. Mostly for the last year, it's mostly been for early access content. I've done some community-driven stuff on there, giving you guys some teasers for some stuff that I've worked on or have been wanting to work on, and now I'm going to be revamping it. Tiers pretty much going to be the same. $1 for community access, $2 you still get early access, but I'm also going to be doing the whole playlist game. Once a month, I'll be dropping a playlist, usually themed. I'll have a write-up for what the theme is. Playlists will usually be between 45 minutes and an hour. They'll have their own structure, their own flow, and I'll go over what those are in those videos. So if you're already a $2 patron, you're already going to get access to that reward. And probably tonight, after I post this, if not tonight, tomorrow, I'll have the first playlist fully refined and up there. It's going to be a space-themed lounge playlist, not lounge, but a space-themed, like classic vintage sci-fi playlist. It's going to have some jazz, some electronic music, some really fun groove-laden, brass, woodwind-coated songs for you to just kind of sit back and lounge to and imagine that you're in the cosmos. If you would like an example of one of these playlists and you're not a patron, I'll have linked in the description a couple of my playlists I've made on Spotify. One of them is called Foot on the Space Dash. It's similar to the new playlist, only it's more centered around ambient, guitar-driven stuff. There's some David Bowie, some Radiohead, some other obscure bands you may not have heard of. The Flaming Lips are also in there for a more notable band. And then this playlist I made that I throw on called Kickflips and Kush. It's hip-hop and laid-back, weed-centric jams. It's not all weed-centric, but it's all vibes, you know what I mean? So those are both linked in the description if you would like to check those out. And again, in the description is the Patreon if you'd like to join the $2 tier to get access to those. For the $5 tier, not only do you get the perks of the previous tiers, before you got access to my Discord, you still get access to my Discord. There's only like a couple of people in there now, and they're all friends, so it doesn't get a whole lot of use. But if you join, you not only get that, you get access to timed exclusive content. There's a couple of shows I'm going to be making for the Patreon, both music and gaming related. One of them is going to be gameplay stuff with my girlfriend, and the other is going to be, at least right now, the other big one I'm working on are discography reviews revamped. So remember last year when I did my 9 Inch Nails discography review in the new format? Well, while I'll be adding it to the rotation, so it'll also be posting in its own sequence every other month, once a month it'll be going up on the Patreon. So if you want to get at least a month ahead of the curve and catch my revamped discography reviews, join the Patreon, $5 or more. I'm going to be doing them in any order. The one that's going up this week is going to be System of a Down, just because I figured I'd start with something that didn't really grow. The band's catalog didn't grow. I'm just going to be ranking the discography and giving you a roadmap to it in the new format. So if you'd like to check that and maybe contribute to future revamped discography reviews, join the Patreon. I'll be taking requests to anyone in that tier if you join it. But right now, I'll be doing System of a Down. Any band that I do, it'll be a revamped discography. So for Foo Fighters, I'll be talking about everything post Wasting Light. And anytime a band does a new album after I've done this revamped discography, I'll be making a Patreon time exclusive video doing a breakdown on where their new album would sit in their discography for me and why. I'll contextualize it in the discography. Those will be timed Patreon exclusives as well. I'm working on other types of content to make Patreon exclusive. I thought of other ideas. Right now, those are the two big ones. I want to do something else gaming related for the Patreon as a timed exclusive, just to give you guys that contribute a little more meatier types of content. I am still putting towards that goal of the cooking show. If I get the goal, I'll start cooking, and it'll be kind of in rotation with any other Patreon exclusive content. I still have the tier for requests, classic requests. I may bump that down to $10 just to give people more incentive to join that tier as well, if you'd like to. Again, I appreciate any support that I get, whether it be likes, comments, subscriptions, shares. Patrons just get a little more stuff, and I'm working on giving them a little more than what they already have as far as stuff, as far as early access stuff goes. I'm trying to give them their money's worth, you know what I mean? But I do appreciate any patrons that watch the show and support the channel in that way. But that's kind of my big goals for 2020. Tighten up the content that I make, keep the rotation fresh, keep it spicy, work with more friends and peers, just generally grow as a channel more. I've loved tackling the channel in this way, and I want to keep doing it, and I hope you guys are excited to join me on this journey. But that's going to wrap up this channel update. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like this video or you're excited for the things I'm planning to bring you this year, be sure to give this video a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons. If you would like to join their ranks, linked in the description is my Patreon. I'm going to get out of here. I've been Vowel Rack. Thank you so much again for watching. I've been Vowel Rack. You guys have a good day's lots of situations, and I'll see you another day.
Oh, and as for streaming plans, since I got one of these babies, I do plan on streaming more, hopefully, in 2020. I don't know if I'll do them twice a week like I originally planned or twice a month. I want to aim for ultimately once a week, but we'll see how the year progresses, because like I said, I'm planning a move in a couple of months, so things are going to be kind of crazy in like the middle of the year, around pre or a little after my birthday, so we'll see just what the year has in store. But like I said, hopefully you're excited for a lot of the shit I have in mind.